take you on a small little journey. I take about 10 minutes and hopefully tell you about Tom Kabinet and what we've done in the last 2 months. All right? To start off, last summer we asked ourselves a couple of questions. First of all was, why are ebooks priced similar? They're not really equally priced, but they're similar priced as printed titles. Why? It doesn't feel really the way it should be. And then, why are they handled a bit similar, like printed titles? Of course, it's both a book, but why is there the same industry behind it? It doesn't really feel as it should be. And last but not least, we asked ourselves, why is it so easily to illegally, because we contribute to that as well, we say it's illegal to actually share, and it's very hard to legally sell an ebook. That put us onto an idea that we call Tom Kabinet, which means empty book cupboard in Danish. And Tom Kabinet is actually the first European, what we call eBay for ebooks. It's a digital marketplace where people can sell their ebooks that they've done reading with. At Tom Kabinet we believe ebooks are too expensive. If they were less expensive, then probably our market would be a lot less smaller, if maybe even non-existing. But currently they're too expensive. And why are they so expensive? We believe that ebooks live in what we call an imperfect market. In a perfect market, the price would meet consumers and producers in the middle, right in the orange dot. But due to all kinds of regulations in the market, in Holland we have like a fixed book price and all other stuff, there's an imperfect market. And all of a sudden, there's something created that's called a dead weight loss. That dead weight loss, we need to do something about it. You can. Why is it so hard when you're in an industry to actually do some innovation? If you look at the statement is false. If you try to find an answer to that statement, is it false? Is it true? Maybe it's none of the above. If you're actually in an industry, it's sometimes very hard to find a new solution. We from Tom Kabinet were never in the books industry before. We actually were consumers, just wondering why it was so hard to resell an ebook. We found a solution called a web platform to resell your ebook. And by reselling your ebook, you actually reduce your reading fee, and thus you move a little bit more to that perfect point, price point in the market. Let me show you. It's about a minute. It's a demo. Just before I do so, who already sold an ebook via Tom Kabinet in this room? Okay. Who knew from Tom Kabinet before you entered this room? Oh, all right. I'm interested why you didn't sell an ebook. Let me show you the demo. Easy does it, huh? That's about a minute. If you could read that fast, you could do a lot of books a year. All right, what did we achieve after we went live on the 24th of June? Well, you can see the numbers on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is actually the interest that we got from all the articles and news and stuff that was generated around us. So basically, every country that has an internet connection, at least one or maybe several users tapped into our website. And the books that have been sold are growing, but also the books that are actually uploaded to our site are very much growing. Just to know who you're dealing with, I am Marc from Tom Kabinet. Laurens is actually right there. Judith, one of our founders, is not here today, but she's very happily involved in this team. A final, what we call food for thought. Thank you for the very extensive introduction into copyright. You're much more an expert than I am. But I think that if copyright is meant for creators to have a financial way of actually making sure that what they make, they get a certain funding before it, in a digital world it's very hard to actually protect all this copyright. We are trying our utmost best, and we're actually achieving it quite well, to make sure that we also protect that copyright on electronic materials. But if you maybe fast forward, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years from now, are we still trying to protect it with something like digital rights management? Is that the way forward, or is that the way backwards? Maybe we should think of a way of splitting revenue distribution from usage distribution. Just some thinking. That was what I was trying to share with you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. So when I look at your site, you say we do everything we can copyright wise, but is your site a site of trust? Is good? So because you say, of course, when I upload something, you ask me, did you buy it yourself? Is it not?
Looking at the site, very good.
And of course, and I know how easy it is for people to download one packet of 7,000 Dutch books for free, and people do that. Quite a few do that. So how do you? So is your site a matter of trust?
Technically, there's no way to check if you own the book, right? So to answer your question, currently, yes. But it's not just trust. You actually confirm by saying, I've achieved this book legally and I've deleted all my copies. If you travel into Australia and you say, I have no food in my luggage, you declare that. It's not something just like a little joke. You actually do and you think about it. Right? That's the same here. We ask a declaration of people. That's the best we can do, because technologically there's no way of enforcing it.
And one thing, as a reader that buys stuff as well, myself, you said sometimes they're the same price. As sometimes they're even more expensive. It's even more expensive to buy an e-book in Kindle, for example, than a paper book. Questions about Tom Kabinet? Okay, maybe it was a good idea to say who you are and then ask the question. Thank you.
I'm the deputy managing director of ReproBel in Belgium, which is like Stichting Reprorecht in the Netherlands. It's just I knew about Tomcat before. It's just a technical question. When you say you have to have acquired the first version of the ebook and then you upload it, and another user gets hold of it, can he then again also upload the ebook because the second user hasn't obtained or acquired the ebook or purchased the ebook? How is that done in practice?
We test because every ebook holds a certain hash. If a user loads an ebook to our site, we check, we do a lot of checks. Actually, that same copy of that same book gets uploaded by a different user, which could not be, you get actually a warning saying, this is not possible, you're not allowed to do that.
There was a question over there, yeah?
So, Stuart Hamilton from the International Federation of Library Associations Institutions. What do the publishers think of this? And what sort of conversations have you had with their representatives?
How much time do I have?
They love it.
Yeah. We are actually talking to each other. We're still on talking terms, but they were not happy with it, which shouldn't be a surprise. And unfortunately, they only started talking to us when they first did their first, how do you call it, kort geding, and in English, they actually gave us a subpoena. What's it called?
Cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. We had summary proceedings, full summary proceedings, and Tom Kabinet won. So the first real battle already took place, and then only then they were prepared to talk to you, I suppose.
True. Yeah.
And so what happens next? They go take you back to court?
Oh, well, sure, they have appealed.
Okay. Just checking because it reminds me of, is it Redigi?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same principle.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not. It's similar. It's not totally the same, and it also has to do with the technique that Redigi was using to actually scan all your devices for that certain part of MP3s or other books. We're not doing that. So we're a bit different, but we're looking into the same market.
So many questions, I think. Yeah.
Is it also possible to...
Who are you?
I'm Andreas Ulas from Computer World Web Deals. Is it possible to sell third-hand books?
Yes, once you're done reading your second-hand book, you as a last owner of that second-hand book can resell it as a third-hand. Yes.
Through the same platform, having bought the second-hand book
Yeah.
from Tom Kabinet?
So we all read that book. The writer will get paid once.
That depends. We have a scheme where actually, when a writer says, I like what Tom Kabinet is doing, they can actually, become friends of Tom Kabinet, and then we share our revenue.
That's a good idea.
Is the price going down further, or is it just staying level on a sort of second-hand price level? Or?
The users determine their own price.
Okay.
We do not do anything with the price. We just have a handling fee, and that's it.